guys, what's up? It's Big Body Evan. Today we're doing another World War II tour in Minecraft. This time we're doing the Battle of Midway. I'm here.
Alright.
I'm here with my boy Sickest to Kill.
Alright, give me a second. I'm just adjusting my setup real quick. Okay. Ready? Alright, so here we are. We're on, I think this is Sand Island because there's two islands at Midway. We didn't really build the second one because there was no reason to, because there wasn't an airbase or anything there. I believe this is Sand Island and the smaller one is Easter Island. So yeah, this is an American airbase.
Easter Island?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think one of the Midway Islands was Easter Island. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Right. Anyways, let's get started. So, first off, some history. The Battle of Midway was like one of the most decisive battles of World War II. It turned the tide of the Pacific War in the Americans' favor and caused the Japanese to remain on the defensive for the rest of the war. Right. So, yeah, this is the island. There's an American airbase here, there was in actual history. And then behind the island, we've got the ships, or the American ships, I should say. And then over in the Pacific, we have the Japanese ships and then the plane battle. Right, so I'll give you a tour of the island first. Obviously, we've got the aircraft hangars and the runways. Inside, the hangars are completely the same on the inside. There's just a few shells, gas tanks, and then I don't know why there's a bed there, but yeah. Alright, and then so we got two different types of planes. We have a TBF Avenger, which is like this one, which has which is a torpedo bomber. You can tell that it's a TBF because of its angled wings, and then the little this thing on the top that would normally have a wire connecting to the tail fin. And then we have the SPD Dauntlesses, which are dive bombers. You can tell these are them because they have straight wings, and then this thing on this thing over the canopy and the rear turret. Right, and then over here we just have a water tank, or water tower, I should say, and yeah, then just a I believe this is a Bofors gun. I think this is a Bofors twin mount, which is an anti-air gun for the Americans. And then we've got another one on that side over here, and then sort of a kind of a watchtower for the Americans. And then another one down here. And then over here, it's kind of just a bunker for like planning things. There's nothing inside it, but yeah. Then along this side, there's a few coastal guns, like this here, stuff. Right, and then the American flag. So I'll show you the American ships now. Up over here. Wait, Evan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because it sounded really quiet and I didn't hear any background noises. Also, by the way, you should edit this part out.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the U.S. ships. There's one destroyer, and then I think 3 cruisers and 3 aircraft carriers. We have this one's the Hornet CV-12. All 3 of these are Yorktown class aircraft carriers with you could tell which one's which because they have their number on the front and back of the ship. Hornet is CV-12. Then Yorktown CV-10, and then Enterprise CV-8, or CV-6, my bad. And then we just got a few cruisers, one here, there, and then on the other side as well. Alright, so now we can go take a look at the Japanese planes and stuff.
How many Americans died after the Battle of Midway?
I'm not sure, but I know it was a lot less than the Japanese. Because... Okay, ignore that. That wasn't supposed to be there. Hold on. Alright. So I know it was a lot less than the Japanese because the Japanese were going to try their luck again like they did at Pearl Harbor and try a sneak attack, but the Americans found out they were coming and were prepared for the attack. And were able to sink all 4 of Japan's carriers, while the Americans only lost the Yorktown and a few cruisers. All right. So then we have the area where the planes are clashing, like they normally would. These are the Japanese planes.
The
Then we got a.
Japanese planes seem a lot smaller.
That's because they're a bit farther away, but they are around the same size. But anyways, we have a Dauntless crashing right here, and then so these planes up here. There's 2 different types of Japanese planes as well. This is a Mitsubishi Zero, which is a Japanese fighter plane. And then down here, we have the Kate torpedo bomber, which is again a torpedo bomber. It's a bit chunkier than the Zero with the cable and this thing on the top.
Yeah.
So then we can come over to the ships. All right, so we have a few Japanese destroyers like this scattered about. I think there's 4 of them. And then this is a Fubuki class destroyer. I believe there was, I believe they were at Midway. There was a few of them. There's a few of them on this map. And then we have a Congo class battleship, which is well, yeah, it's a battleship, but there's 2 of these on this map. The other one's over back behind it to the right. Then just a few more destroyers and planes scattered about. Like here and here. And then over here on the left we have a Fuso battleship, which is like a Congo but slightly larger and with 2 more main turrets. Okay, and then back here we get to the carriers.
Okay.
There were 4 Japanese carriers at Midway. The biggest were the Akagi and Kaga, and the smallest were the Soryu and Hiryu. The Kaga was the first. The what?
Which the Akagi we toured, and
that was the 1927. Then I think it was either 1927 or 25 version. This is the 1942 version. Right. So this is the Hiryu right here. This was the one that was the last to be bombed. I think it was the smallest of the 4, and the only reason it wasn't bombed earlier was because it was much farther ahead than the rest of the fleet. So, and over here we have the Soryu, the Hiryu's sister ship. They're pretty much identical, except Soryu has different deck patterns and no red circle on the top, and the island is on the opposite side of the ship. And then back in the back we have Kaga and Akagi.
Okay.
So this is Akagi, the one with the white around the circle. And then Kaga's right next to it.
And that right there is a submarine?
Yeah, that's the USS Nautilus. It was able to get behind the Japanese fleet and prepared to torpedo was prepared to torpedo the Akagi earlier that morning. Or actually, Midway was codenamed AF to them, but to the Japanese, but the Americans needed to prove it to the United States, or to the U.S. government and stuff. So like Joe Rochefort, a codebreaker, was like, I think Midway is AF. So Washington didn't believe him, so he's like, I gotta prove this to Washington. Washington's like the government and stuff. So like he tells Midway, send a thing to Washington that your water supply is broken, and then they did, and then Japan was like, this is our chance, we need to go now, and then that proved that Midway was AF because the Japanese were preparing right after Midway said that they were out of water.
Okay, so that was like a decoy.
What do you mean?
The water supply thing was like the decoy.
Yeah, that was, he needed to prove that it was Midway, because like if they publicly sent a thing to Washington, so the Japanese were able to intercept it, and they found out that Midway was supposedly out of water. If it wasn't Midway, they wouldn't have reacted as they did, so which would prove that Midway was not AF.
Right.
So yeah, pretty much just Yeah, he proved to them that Midway was classified AF, and that they were going to attack Midway.
How did not? How did
So yeah,
Pearl
that does it.
Harbor? How did Pearl Harbor did not get prepared like they
Well,
have in Midway?
it was a Sunday morning, and like America wasn't in war yet, so it was a Sunday morning. There wasn't any training on Sunday, well, actually, when they did report the planes flying, or when the new radar people reported planes flying over, when the Navy captain's like, "Oh, it's probably just them coming back from a drill," and then we know the rest of the story.
Yep.
So yeah, that does it.